everybody, thank you so much for stopping back at the Cranberry Cornstalk YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you some ways that I prepared for and got ready for a local vendor show. This is a channel where we just share ideas of how we made primitive colonial decor, of ways to decorate it. If you like our video and we've earned your subscription, please hit subscribe, like, and share our video. And let us know your thoughts in the comments section. If you have something helpful to add, we'd really appreciate your comments so that we can share with others who are preparing for a festival or just making their own primitive colonial decor in their home as well. today is the day of the festival. It's just a church festival, not my normal typical craft inside the craft show, and set up from last night. And I have a little helper with me here today. This is my little helper. She's gonna help me sell things. Say hi to Miss Belle. Okay, so it's the day after the vendor show, and I wanted to update you. The vendor show went really well compared to what I thought it would be. I have done them in the past, and I did not do well at all. I actually steered away from them for quite a few years. I was pleasantly surprised. Some tips I have for you about the festival that I've gained afterward is to just make sure that you keep track of your inventory. What did well, what didn't do well, what your number one item was that sold, and what types of things were sold, and the things that people talked about. I know for me this time, a lot of my traffic, it's surprisingly moved toward the YouTube channeling and how people have seen me on YouTube. And some of the first thing they said to me was, "Oh, I saw this basket on YouTube. Are you the Cranberry Cornstalk?" So that's something to keep in mind if you do a vendor craft show. Put out some videos about the things that you're making for those shows, and make sure you advertise in that area. I did some lives beforehand. I did some lives during, and as a matter of fact, I lost some footage that I wanted to share with you of the show while it was going on. I'm not quite sure if I forgot to hit the right button or what it is. I have a habit of doing really weird things like that. I get very easily distracted, but yeah, just keep a track of your inventory, what sells, what doesn't, how the people found you, how did they know that you were going to be there, and that kind of thing. And sometimes it's just advertising on behalf of the craft show itself. The how much advertising did they do? This one was very well organized. Everything was just meticulous and in place, and the traffic flow was steady, and it was pretty significant. So very pleasingly surprised with that one. And just remember to calculate your costs, calculate the supplies that you had to purchase to get ready for the festival or show, travel, the fuel that it takes you to get there, of course, again, your table fee, whatever the fee is, and the food that you eat while you're there too. So those are all things to factor in. I ended up, when all was said and done, I subtracted my expenses, my supplies. I ended up profiting about $200. So $200 from 9 a.m. to 3. I did have, of course, a lot of work put in outside of the festival too, you know, preparing, making, that type of thing, but that's something I enjoy, so you really can't factor that in. As I was talking to one of the other vendors, she does a lot of crocheting, and the time that it takes her to crochet and to do those items, you know, you can't even factor it in. You either do it because you love it and you make a little bit of money to support your habit, or you can look at it a different way. But that's the way I operate, that's the way I do it. I have a full-time job. This is just for fun, but I'm not going in the hole to do something that I enjoy. So those are some ideas for you. I think that is everything that I wanted to talk to you about. Just stay organized, and it just makes your life more enjoyable if you can condense things down to less trips in and out. Get yourself a travel dolly, one that you could just load up and go in if you're by yourself. One thing I did see, the vendors that were outside that had the canopies, it was extremely windy there, and they had like gallon jugs with liquid in, probably water, tied down. They still lost their tents, so that's something to think about. There were 3 different tents at different times throughout the day that just blew away. One ended up on the roof of the building that we were in, quite windy. They had them staked down, but for some reason just the wind took them and carried them off. I'm not sure what to tell you in that respect, but make sure your tent is very tied down, very, very heavily guarded as far as wind goes. That was something I noticed too. So that's all I've got for you today about Craft and Vendor Show. That's all I have to share. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Cranberry Cornstalk. Something a little different for us, and I'll get back to making more crafts on the next one. Thanks, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.